Assalamu alaikum. Everyone wanted to learn English fluently and they wanted to learn English and speak fluently and speak freely and not feel any fear in the speaking. And today I again brought three steps for you. If you follow these three steps, you can earn and you can learn and you can speak fluently and you will not fear and you will not feel any hesitation in speaking English. And after following these three strategies, you will not feel any fear, any shame at speaking English, and you will speak it very easily and you will speak it very with a high confidence and you will speak it freely and you will speak it with the motivation with the front of people. A lot of people, they wanna to learn English, but there are some basic steps, basic strategies and basic tips. If you don't know about that, you can't speak and you can't learn English very easily, fluently, and your speaking skill can't become very developed and can't become progressive. But I brought these steps for you. These are basic steps and these are the steps you should to follow for learning and for speaking fluently, for learning English. But I don't want to waste your valuable time, so we should do for these tips. And I am following, I am presenting these tips with you guys, and you should to follow these tips for learning English, because and no one can teach these tips with you, and these are very important steps for learning English. So let's start these steps. So the first tip of learning English is that you should to learn and you should to read the basics books. To read out the lower classes books and those books which are very easy, and there are little bit topics and easy topics and easy sentence which are written in those books that are even of nursery class, KG, and till to the fifth class. You should to teach and read out those books with very high attention, and you should to read out those basics and those lower classes and easy books for learning. Read out it always and it regularly, and read out that books and also point out those difficult words and learn that from dictionary, and read out always those books. If there is a children's in your homes which are studied in primary school and lower classes, you should to read out the books of that children and learn easily. Read out one paragraph today, tomorrow two paragraph, and then gradually increase your reading and gradually increase your read out your study those books. So this was the first tip of reading out the basics books and the fundamental books of educational career. You should to read out those books regularly, and always you should to read out one page, two or three, even how much you can read, then you should to read out, and it is the very fundamental step of learning English. Now the second step is read out these books loudly with a high speaking. You should to read out and you should to speak it with a high voice and loudly. No feel shame in this, that what will the people will say. Don't feel any shame, any fear in this step. This is the step that in the English words and the English sentences and the grammar will automatically sit up in your mind if you follow this step. The step is the you should to read out these books very loudly, and then if you learned these books and put out these books, then you should to practice with yourself, with anyone. You should to practice loudly and speak these sentences, these books, and these words loudly. And after, when you speak these books loudly, you can learn English very easily, very soon, and you can speak it very easily, fluently, and your speaking skill will be automatically built up. This one step is more important, that you should to speak very loudly. No one can learn English without speaking loudly. A lot of people, they can speak with yourself, but they can't speak with other people. They can only speak with yourself and with your brain. And if he pays other people, then they can't speak till one word. Then this step will build up your memory, and when you speak loudly, then automatically these words will be settled down in your brain, and then they will be added to your memory, and then you will speak it easily, and you cannot forget these words, these vocabulary, and these speaking skill which are you speak out very loudly. So now the third step is focus on speaking, not on the grammar, not on the direct, indirect, not on your mistakes. But in the beginning, when you start learning of English speaking, when you start to become more progressive and to build your speaking skill, then you should to focus only on your speaking skill, not on your mistakes, not on your grammar. If you focus on your grammar, then you will be confused always, and then you cannot speak it fluently, freely, and you will be in confusion always, and you will be in depression, and you cannot speak it fluently. So first, when you start learning, when you start speaking, then you should to focus only on your speaking. You should to focus on your speaking skill, and your building, on your pronunciation, not on grammar. You can speak it wrong, you can speak it against the rule of grammar, but you should to speak and speak and speak, and you will be at last speaking skill, and your automatically your grammatically mistake will be removed if you speak it regularly and speak it always loudly. Then you will automatically, your grammar will become set, and your grammar will become it truly. But you should to, in the beginning of learning, focus only on your speaking, not on the mistakes and your in your speaking skill, not on the mistake and your speaking skill. You should to only focus on your speaking, and after that you will learn it betterly. If you speak it, if you speak it without any attention and grammar, you can learn it very soon. You can learn it even in 10 days. It depends on you, that how much you speak daily, and how much time you give to the speaking, and how much time you give to the practice. You should to practice everywhere. You practice yourself, you should to practice with your friends, with yourself. If you are alone, then you should to speak and practice with yourself. This is the most important step, and practice make a man perfect. If you doing practice, and then you can learn and you can speak, you can gain this knowledge of speaking, and you can learn very soon speaking skill. If you are doing practice, and then that is not difficult, it is very easy, but you should to practice. And this was the last tip of our. If the video was beneficial and useful for you, so like the videos and also comment that are these tips will beneficial for you guys or not, and also subscribe the channel for other types of videos, other types of English learning and speaking building tips, and also you will learn the English very soon if you are engaged with us, and also subscribe the channel for more these type of videos. Thanks.